Hey guys, we're going to take a look at 1.11, what the assignment actually is and what you need to do for it. This is the Save Now, Spend Later. So basically, a lot of this can be focusing on a budget, and the budget is going to focus on your career choice. So in 1.09, you were choosing a career. And with that career, you're going to figure out how much income you're going to make. One way to figure out your income based on that, you can just kind of go on to Google. I just typed in, wage earnings for mechanical engineers or whatever it is you're going to do. You have kind of a range of pay scales there, but you can kind of look at what is the average salary for mechanical engineer. And you got to remember here that when they do averages, they're talking about people that have been in the career for 5 to 15 years. So you're not going to start off making that. Now you can look at starting pay if you want to type in that for Google, starting pay of certain things. So you might want to, if you're looking at the average, back it off a little bit, or if you can type into Google like what's starting pay. In this activity, they'll give you some advice on how to manage your money and how to budget, how you'll look through these different sort of assignments, and they'll kind of tell you about like, hey, if you're going to get into a wind turbine technician, you might make $54,000 a year. If that's your option, how much is that going to actually get after taxes? So you got to remember that taxes are going to take out a large chunk of your pay. It's around 15% or so. So there's a difference between your gross pay, which that $54,000, which actually get paid, and then your net pay, that's after tax pay. So you kind of scroll through those things there. Kind of click through if what's the difference between wanting to rent an apartment or own a home, stuff like that. Now, this sort of info that they give on FLVS, it can be accurate, but you got to remember that different locations are going to be very different in price. So what I would suggest, if you want to make this relatively accurate to yourself, sometimes you're asked to do a lot of useless assignments, but to make this realistic, put in a real career that you're actually thinking about pursuing. Look that up, and then if you want to find out, apartment finance, you want to get an apartment, type in someplace. If you wanted to go into Orlando, Florida, if you wanted to look into Boston, you want to live there, or if you wanted to live in Chicago or whatever it was, how much do those things actually cost? And you can put those numbers into your budget and make it realistic, something that actually is relevant to your real life. So you're going to need to calculate your income. So go into Google, find out the beginning salaries there, and then you're going to adjust it for taxes by subtracting away around 15%. So you'll subtract 15% from that pay, and that'll be your taxes there. You're going to have to calculate your expenses, and there are lots of different expenses on here. There's a budget that you're going to have to put together, and I'll show you what that'll look like here. They'll give it to you. And then you're going to put all your data together in this budget, and then when you analyze the budget, you want to see if the categories are like way out of whack. If they're really far off of these sort of percentages, you might say to yourself that there's something's off. It's not actually correct. But there's a budget that they're going to ask you to create. And if you click on the last page here, 3 of 3, you'll actually see the budget worksheet that you're going to have to produce. So when you click on budget worksheet, this pops up. Let me close this out. So you'll put your career name, what is your before taxes is gross, and then net is after taxes, your income. So you'll have what's that actual income there, and then you'll go through here and put in what you think you would be spending on these different items. So you have to fill in all these different tabs, give the subtotals, all these different tabs. You'll fill this in for expenses. Then how much money you're going to put towards your retirement accounts or emergency savings, stuff like that. And then lastly, you'll put in the total for all those expenses, and then what's your net income, and then what's the difference? Are you in the red or are you in the black? Do you have some money left over? After you've completed the budget worksheet, you've analyzed your budget, you have some reflection questions. You'll answer these 5 reflection questions, and that will be the end of the assignment. So again, check out Google to check out earnings for your occupation to give you an idea, and then you'll adjust it by 15% for taxes. Check out places like Apartment Finders, or if you want to look at actual houses in different locations that you want to live, make it relevant to you. Then for your budget, if you have no idea how much some of these things have a conversation with an adult in your household and be like, hey, how much does it really cost for electricity? Is it going to be $150 a month? How much are these things going to cost you? They give you kind of a range for yearly costs, but your adult might give you a better idea of your own spending habits. Some people might have higher medical costs than others. Some people might have no health club or gym memberships, whereas other people might have a lot. Some people might spend a whole lot on clothing. Some people might not. Some people might spend a whole lot on food. That's food for pets. Some people might have pets. Some people might not have pets. But for going out, some people might go out to eat a lot. Others might not. Groceries, etc. So this is very individualized. Make it unique to you. See if you can actually find some benefit out of doing this assignment. All right, but that's it. Hope that helps. All right, guys, have a good one.